Hi there, my name's Rob, and this is welcome to my lore through of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'm starting here with Mass Effect 1 from the new Legendary Edition. I gave this a try yesterday, but apparently I didn't notice my sound was completely screwed up until after I'd finished. So that was 3 hours pretty much wasted where nobody could hear the game at all. Everybody's voices were very, very low. I thought it was mentioned in the chat. I thought it was the settings in the game, so I dialed the music and the special effects down. Got a thumbs up, but apparently not. But when I watched it afterwards, no, it was no good. So anyway, what I mean by the lore through is I've run through this game so many times back in the day. 100%ed it lots more than once. I carried on playing after I'd 100%ed it. So the lore through, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to play as something that I haven't played that often with it. Usually I go through as a soldier build, or an infiltrator build. This time I'm going through as an adept. I have done an adept run on it before, but not as often as I tend to do the soldier. Soldier tends to be the main route through, so I'm going with that. I'll also be running through it as the term that people use, I absolutely hate, is femshep. It's the female Shepard variant. There's a number of reasons for that. One, I actually prefer it. Jennifer Hale's voice acting for the Shepard, Commander Shepard, is incredible. She's an extremely talented voice actress, and her work on Mass Effect has to be her finest. She is Shepard for me. I mean, no offense to Mark Meer. Mark Meer is brilliant. And Mark Meer, Sheplu, the default Shep, was what I played first. But Jennifer Hale just absolutely nails it as far as I'm concerned. So, I'll be playing through as the female Shepard. I've added my own face because what I used to do before... Mass Effect Legendary has added the default female Shepard look from Mass Effect 3, which has now been decided is the canon look for her, much like Sheplu. The default look for Shepard, for the male Shepard, has been throughout the games. There's one issue I have with that, is that I used to make my female Shepards look like her from the get-go, which is just this weird coincidence thing. I always saw female Shepard as a redhead, short bob hair. So I'm going for a bit of a shake-up with this. So I have made a separate thing for that, which I'll be playing with. Now, what I mean by lore through is I'm not going to be rushing this. I'm going to be reading the descriptions of things. I'm going to be reading the planets, equipment. I'm going to be reading the secondary codexes. The primary ones are read by the game, but the secondary ones is just text. So any text like that, I'm going to be trying to read out for everybody so that we can go through and see all of the lore and stuff. Maybe that will cause a couple of discussions with it, where the action will be paused while I just talk about the way that I'm seeing the lore interacting with this here. So I'll be doing that. I will be playing this on Insanity difficulty. There's one very good reason for that, and that is that the combat in Mass Effect Legendary Mass Effect is so easy. I've given it... I know it says that I haven't got any load games to load, but that's because I've deleted them all. The combat in this is so easy. I started playing it on, first of all, Veteran, because I was used to it. I thought, maybe I've heard they've changed the combat system a little. It's way too easy. Way. I mean, even on Insanity, I've had very, very little difficulty with it. The reason for this is Mass Effect originally was a character skill-based combat system. Very much like it, because it's RPG with shooter elements, rather than a shooter with RPG elements, which is what 2 and 3 are. What this meant was that if your Shepard had no skill points in a weapon, it had a massive aim reticle and a big lot of sway or kickback, which meant that it was very, very difficult to hit things with it, even if you were aiming at them. Fallout 3 had a similar issue. Another game that had this was Alpha Protocol. These were all RPGs with shooter elements, so hitting or missing was based on your character skill rather than your player skill. Your player skill played a part, obviously, because you could compensate for the other thing, but it was extremely difficult. They've changed this now so that the Shepard's skill points don't affect the aiming like they used to. I mean, before, say, sniper rifles, for instance. You had 0 skill in sniper rifle. You had this massive aiming reticle, which pretty much filled most of the screen. You couldn't hit jack with it, and when you were aiming, you were just all over the place. Now, you aim, you hit what you crosshair aim at, even with 0 skill. Whereas before, you had to have at least 6 points before it stopped the sway, and you got a nice tight aim reticle. It makes for a much more fun combat to start with, simply because you're hitting things. You're not sitting there with this frustration of not being able to shoot things. But it's also bad because it makes it really, really easy. Because even though I think BioWare have tried, they haven't been able to tune the enemies to this sudden surge of accuracy that Shepard has. So I'm playing it on Insanity. It does affect a couple of other things, but not that much. The main things I think it affects, other than combat, is timers for some missions. There are a lot less, but even again, they're still quite easy to do. I got scared with one of them before, and oh my god, you've only given me 2 minutes, and I managed to do it with like 45 seconds left. So we'll see how it goes. Like I say, I'm playing a Adept, so that should make it a little bit more difficult, at least to start with, especially because in Mass Effect 1, the biotic abilities don't auto-aim. In Mass Effect 2 and 3, you could aim them up and they would home in on the enemies. They don't do that here, so they would get that a bit difficult. Okay, let's give us a start. We're starting a new career. I'm going to be running a Paragon run.
Welcome to Alliance Military Database. Classified information requested. Establishing secure connection. Secure connection confirmed.
Okay, so I'm going to enter a new ID. As I said, I'm going to be making a Paragon run with this. Mainly because I tend to like the Paragon run better. It makes Shepard a diplomatic, careful, thoughtful, witty, clever character. Sure, it's not. It makes it a bit difficult for you in some parts because and you have a tendency to overshare. I mean, like Paragon Shep will tend to blurt out critical information that really should be kept secret, because they're more open and diplomatic and friendly. But the other reason is because Renegade in Mass Effect 1, you're a douche. Shepard, Renegade Shepard in 1 is just a jerk. I mean, you hear that it's supposed to be Renegade, you're supposed to be this maverick, seat of your pants, hey, gung-ho, ruthless, kind of ruthless, but generally the kind of Renegade cop, damn it, you've got 24 hours, Shepard, or else I'll have your badge, sort of cop guy. You don't get that in Mass Effect 1. Mass Effect 1, he's basically just Shepard being a jerk for the sake of being a jerk. There's a couple of great moments in it, which what I'm going to do is, if I remember them, I'm going to save. I'm going to do the Shepard jerk-ass move, and then reload, because I want to keep it with the Paragon, because that's the other thing about Mass Effect 1. You really need to pick a path and stick with it. Especially if you haven't completed the game, which I haven't. Not Legendary Edition. You need to stick with it, because it's very important that you keep with one path, because that affects the charm and intimidate things. The charm and intimidate skills. Charm and intimidate skills are very important to keep maxed, because they open paths that you wouldn't otherwise have in quests and conversations. Some of these can feel pretty, pathetic, like shaking down, emotionally blackmailing a quest giver to give you more money, for instance. But it can also mean life or death, especially going into Mass Effect 2 and 3 with some of the decisions you make in 1. Having a maximised charm or intimidate can affect the life or death of characters and even entire species. It's very important to just pick one, Because if you mix and match between the two, if you go a neutral route, you miss out on these opportunities, and it can have dire consequences down the line. So we'll be going Paragon with this, but like I say, I'm going to try and show everybody the alternative Renegade ones that are funny, that are fun, rather than just being jerk-ass, because there are a few. So here we go, enter new ID. We're going to go for a custom female. As you can see, that is the new default Shep.
Please log in to access your profile.
Which is the Shepard from Mass Effect 3. They have made the character generation a bit better for this one. We're going to call Jennifer Shepard, after Jennifer Hale. Also, I feel it's a name that actually suits Shepard, so...
Warning, data corruption detected. Please reconstruct profile.
Oh no, my data's corrupted.
Confirm pre-service history.
Okay. First of all, we have one of the 3 pre-service history background options. There's 2 sets of these. These are the first 3. There's another 3 afterwards. This can affect some... it affects little side quests in the game, and you get some stuff that for each of them that you don't get for others. It's not major, but it's a nice little background too. Okay, we have Earthborn, which is you were an orphan raised on the streets of the great megatropolises covering Earth. You escaped the life of petty crime and underworld gangs by enlisting with the Alliance military when you turned 18. Colonist, you were born and raised on Mindwar, a small border colony in the Attican Traverse. When you were 16, slavers raided Mindwar, slaughtering your family and friends. You were saved by a passing Alliance patrol, and you enlisted with the military a few years later. And Spacer. Both of your parents were in the Alliance military. Your childhood was spent on ships and stations as they transferred from posting to posting, never staying in one location for more than a few years. Following in your parents' footsteps, you enlisted at the age of 18. So there you have go. Earthborn tends to slant slightly towards the Renegade run. I think you start with a tiny amount of bonus Renegade points if you choose Earthborn, because you escaped a life of petty crime and gang. Colonist is like the middle of the road, neutral one. I don't think you get any bonus Paragon or Renegade points with that one. And Spacer is the Paragon choice, with you being a Navy brat, you used to military control, order, that sort of thing. I like Spacer. I've played all of them, so I know what they all entail. Out of all of them, I like Spacer the best because you actually get to talk to Shepard's mum if you play Spacer. With the other 2, Shepard doesn't have any parents, but with Spacer, Shepard's mum is still alive. So I always liked Spacer because
Confirm psychological
it's fun.
profile.
Okay, now this is the second set of 3 we've got here. We've got Soul Survivor. During your service, a mission you were on went horribly wrong. Trapped in an extreme survival situation, you had to overcome physical torments and psychological stresses that would have broken most people. You survived while all those around you fell, and now you alone are left to tell the tale. That's the more neutral option, because it's just about survival and things. It's pretty horrific, actually, is that one. The stuff that went on was pretty nasty. Then you have War Hero. Early in your military career, you find yourself facing an overwhelming enemy force. You risked your own life to save your fellow soldiers and defeat the enemy despite the impossible odds. Your bravery and heroism have earned you medals and recognition from the Alliance fleet. And then we have that's the Paragon route. Again, that gives you a couple of bonus Paragon points to begin with. And then you've got Ruthless. Throughout your military career, you have held fast to one basic rule: get the job done. You've been called cold, calculating, and brutal. Your reputation for ruthless efficiency and fanatical devotion to the Pope makes your fellow soldiers wary of you. But when failure is not an option, the military always goes to you. That's the Renegade option, and that is actually pretty much the description of what a Renegade is supposed to be like. But like I say, in Mass Effect 1, you tend to just be a jerk. Now, I'm going to go with War Hero here, because like I said, I'm going for Paragon. Plus, War Hero is quite nice, you know. You've done some cool
Confirm
stuff.
military specialization.
Okay, here we've got the classes that you get in Mass Effect Legendary. Soldier is the one that I have played the most. It's very basic, but I also really like it because in Mass Effect 1 it let you use all of the weapons, which was very important. As I say, it was a points-based, character skill-based combat system. Now, The soldier the soldier class has the option to spend points in all of the weapons, so you could use all of the weapons effectively, which gave you a lot of options in combat. You could adjust your weapon to what was going on. Switch to shotgun when things came in close. Use the sniper rifle for things far away. Assault rifle, pistol when the assault rifle was on cooldown, that sort of thing. Soldiers are combat specialists, ideal for the front lines of a firefight. Soldiers have improved health, can specialise in the use of all weapon types, start with the ability to wear medium armour, and can train in the use of heavy armour. They're the only class that can use heavy armour, and heavy armour looks good. Heavy armour is the best looking armour in the game, it really is. I love that. That's the other reason why I usually play soldiers, is because the heavy armour. Oh, I love the way it looks. Especially the Colossus set. The Colossus set looks so good. Okay, but the Colossus heavy set. There's Colossus medium and light as well. Then we've got Engineer. Engineers are tech specialists. Using the holographic Omni tool, they can decrypt security systems, repair or modify technical equipment, disrupt enemy weapons or shields, and heal their squad. Engineers can only wear light armour, and they specialise in pistols. It's one of the support classes that you can play. As it says, you wear light armour and specialise in pistols. They get away with light armour because their specialty skill is upping their shields. They can have massive amounts of shield. Not much good against things that bypass shields, but there's not many enemies that do that. So Engineer is a pretty good class. It's fun to play. I'm going to skip Adept because I'm going to go back to that one. Infiltrator. Infiltrators combine combat and tech abilities to specialise in killing or disabling enemies at long range. Infiltrators are trained to use Omni tools, focusing on decryption and offensive abilities rather than healing. They can specialise in pistols or sniper rifles and wear medium armour. They're like the spies, assassins sort of things. They're pretty good. Sniper rifles are one of my favourite weapons in the game. So I've played Infiltrator quite a bit. Again, you get medium armor, which looks better than light armor in many ways. Gives them a bit more survivability. Again, they've got the tech-based thing, so they do get additional shields, not as much as the Engineer, but they still get quite a few. Sentinel. Sentinels combine biotic and tech abilities. Typically, they use biotic abilities and advanced healing skills to defend allies, though they can also disrupt opponents with biotic or tech attacks. They are more efficient at tech and biotics than other classes, but at the expense of combat. Sentinels can only wear light armour and receive no specialised weapon training. That's their downside. They have no weapon skills available at all, not even pistols. But you get some biotic abilities and the hacking, so you've got shields and you also have the biotic barriers. So you've got quite a lot of defensive options there. Vanguard. Vanguard are biotic warriors. They combine biotics and weapons to take down opponents and are especially deadly at short range. They specialise in pistols and shotguns and wear medium armour. This is a lot of people's favourite class. They really like... Vanguard seems to be a very firm favourite among people. It's the one I've played the least, because it doesn't... it's not really my play style. It's getting in close with shotguns, getting in the face... Pretty gung-ho, charge, Leroy Jenkins type things. Again, they tend to... It's mainly because your main weapon with these is shotgun, which needs to be really close up. Again, this... I think the dynamic for Vanguard has changed quite a bit with the change to the combat system. You can get away with a lot more versatility with your weapons now. But they're still major in closing in things. But what I'm going to be playing is the Adept. Adepts are biotic specialists. Through upgradable implants, they can use biotic powers to lift or throw objects, shield a squad, and disable or destroy enemies. Adepts can only wear light armour, and they specialise in pistols. Again, that's not so much an issue here, because light armour, much like the tech, much like the Engineer, they get access to biotic barriers, which are the equivalent of massive shields like the Engineer. Pistol, yeah, fair enough, they only get pistol, but they have a lot of offensive biotic abilities. They're the wizards, so to speak. Biotic abilities, I'll go through them in a bit more detail before, but you get ones where you can push people back, you can lift them up into the air so that they're helpless, dangling in the air. You can throw like miniature black holes at them, and all sorts of things like that. They're quite fun. I'm going to play
Confirm facial identification.
Okay. I'm not going to go with default Shepard. I'm going to go with one that I've already created. So I do actually have a Face ID already created, which I've saved for that one. So, as I said, I tended to have the default looking Shep anyway from Mass Effect 3. My ones tended to look like that. So I'm going for a bit of a shake up this time. Playing with a bleached blonde Shepard here. Looking pretty good. I've already tested this one, and it looks good in cutscenes, which is an important thing. Mass Effect had a real issue back in the day where you'd create a character in the character creator, and then you'd get to like one of the first cutscenes, and you go, "Oh my god, I look awful." And you still get that to some extent. They have fixed a lot of it, mainly because the character creator is a lot better now. It's a lot harder to make characters that have. One of the things I found was a lot of people had noses that were up here in cutscenes, so they looked like quite piggish, which I wasn't a fan of. But here we go. Let's see. Maybe make her neck a bit thicker. Yeah, that's important because later on you'll see it. You'll see it when it happens. I'll point it out as well because there's a bit where Shepard looks like a giraffe. And I haven't managed to fix that. I'll explain why I think that is the case when we get to it. But okay, so that's Shepard, blue-eyed, blonde, but bleach blonde. I'm not giving her blonde eyebrows because you can't see them when they're blonde. But let's go.
Profile reconstruction complete.
Okay. What I'm just going to do quickly. Let's check to see if everything is working fine before we begin. I just want to make sure everything is working fine because, like I say, I did the 3-hour stream yesterday and the sound was right out. Which was basically, this is why I'm starting over because nobody could hear anything. Come on. I can't find my own channel. Typical. Oh, no idea how to use this on the blue thing. Okay, we'll go ahead and hope that it's working.
Identification confirmed.
So let's just check on here. Make sure I'm working. Sorry about all of this. I need to make sure that... Okay, yep. Seems that that's working. Let's see if it gives some sound. How are we doing? Come on, give me some sound. How are we doing? Come on, give me some sound. Okay, yeah, that seems to be working. Okay, so let's start. We've got it on Insanity Combat Difficulty. Turned auto leveling up off because, you know, screw that. Legendary mode, the level scaling. Original Mass Effect was from level 1 to 60. In the first playthrough, you could only get to a maximum of level 50. With the remaining 10 levels got through with the second playthrough on New Game Plus. They've changed it now so that you can get to level 60. It's not 1 to 50 the first playthrough, you can get to 1 to 60 the first playthrough. But they've also added Legendary mode, which is instead of 1 to 60, it's 1 to 30. According to the tooltip here, in Classic mode, the original 1 to 60 level range will be used instead of 1 to 30. XP and talent point progression remain the same, but the number of levels is double. So I assume you get it's half as much XP to get a level if you're in Classic mode, but you get half as many talent points per level. So we're going to go with the new one, level 1 to 30. Squad power usage. Now this is the AI. This can be annoying. Defensive means they'll use their powers in combat. It can be good because the AI isn't too... It's bad, but it's not... Defensive means that they'll use powers to try and defend themselves and things. It can mean that when you want to use a power yourself to give them an order, that it's on cooldown for them, which is very annoying. Not as much as all, though. All means that they will constantly use their powers and they are never available for you to use at all. However, with defensive, there's usually a good chance that you can use it, so I'll keep that. No subtitles. I wish I could put subtitles on for accessibility, but they're very, very distracting. They're very big in this game, so sorry about that, people that would love subtitles. I'm not going to be putting those on. Autosave, yep. Tutorials, we're turning those off. Okay, so let's begin.
Well, what about Shepard? She's a spacer, lived aboard starships most of her life.
Military service runs in the family. Both her parents were in the Navy. Military service
She proved herself during the Blitz, held off enemy forces on the ground until reinforcements arrived.
She's the only reason Elysium is still standing.
We can't question her courage.
Humanity needs a hero, and Shepard's the best we've got.
I'll make the call.
Okay, I forgot to read this.
The Arcturus Prime relay is in range. Initiating transmission sequence.
Commander?
We are connected. Calculating transit mass and destination. The relay is hot, acquiring approach vector. All stations secure for transit. is green. Approach run has begun. Hitting the relay in 3, 2, 1. Thrusters, check. Navigation, check. Internal emissions sync engaged. All systems online. Drift, just under 1500K.
1500 is good. Your captain will be pleased.
I hate that guy.
Nihilus gave you a compliment, so you hate him.
You remember to zip up your jumpsuit on the way out of the bathroom? That's good. I just jumped us halfway across the galaxy and hit a target the size of a pinhead, so that's incredible. Besides, Spectres are trouble. I don't like having them on board. Call me paranoid.
You're paranoid. The Council helped fund this project. They have a right to send someone to keep an eye on their investment.
Yeah, that is the official story. But only an idiot believes the official story.
Okay, no, first of all, this is obviously the point at which we get control of the game. What happens here is this is the conversation wheel. It's pretty standard now, but this was brand new when Mass Effect came out. Over on the right hand side, you get 3 options, and sometimes you get 3 options over on the left, depending. Generally speaking, on the right hand side, the top option is the Paragon response. The middle option is the neutral response, and the bottom option is the renegade response. The top one will get you some Paragon points, the middle one won't get you any, and the bottom one will get you some renegade points. And you'll generally respond in the manner that it suggests. So as a Paragon, you'll be nice, diplomatic, friendly. The bottom one, renegade, you'll be an arse, basically. Apart from in this particular instance, where renegade is actually being pretty professional with the whole cut the chatter. You're supposed to be on duty, do your jobs. So renegade isn't renegade in this particular option, but you'll see that quite a bit. It can be a bit. But as we're going for a Paragon run, we want to keep this as Paragon-y as possible, so we'll go with being nice.
They don't send Spectres on shakedown runs.
So there's more going on here than the captain's letting on.
Jennifer
Joker.
Hale.
Status report.
Just cleared the mass relay, Captain. Stealth systems engaged. Everything looks solid.
Good. Find a comm buoy and link us into the network. I want mission reports relayed back to Alliance brass before we reach Eden Prime.
Aye, aye, Captain. Better brace yourself, sir. I think Nihilus is headed your way.
He's already here, Lieutenant. Tell Commander Shepard to meet me in the comm room for a debriefing.
You get that, Commander?
Okay, sorry Americans, but it's not buoy. It's find a convoy. Yes, I know it's spelled B-U-O-U-Y, but it's not pronounced buoy, it's pronounced boy. There you go.
He sounds angry. Something must have gone wrong with the mission.
Captain always sounds like that when he's talking to me.
Can't possibly imagine why.
Okay, so we've got control of characters now. And we have some codex and journal entries, which we, as I said, we're running a full lore through here. So we're going to be reading them. First of all, we'll start with the journal. Missions. You are Lieutenant Commander Shepard. Lieutenant again, not Lieutenant. Lieutenant Commander Shepard. Executive Officer on the SSV normally. I'm British. We pronounce it Lieutenant. I will be doing that. Sorry, but I'm not going to change that the way I speak to be friendly to Americans. I'm going to take the Renegade option now. Task details. Go speak to Captain Anderson in the comm room. Easy enough. Codex. Okay, these are secondary ones. There's a couple of primary ones available, but we'll go through the primary ones first because it reads it out for me, which is good. Aliens, council races.
Roughly 1,200 years ago, the Turians were invited to join the Citadel Council to fulfill the role of galactic peacekeepers. The Turians have the largest fleet in Citadel space, and they make up the single largest portion of the Council's military forces. As their territory and influence has spread, the Turians have come to rely on the Solarians for military intelligence and the Asari for diplomacy. Despite a somewhat colonial attitude towards the rest of the galaxy, the ruling hierarchy understands they would lose more than they would gain if the other two races were ever removed. Turians come from an autocratic society that values discipline and possesses a strong sense of personal and collective honor. There is lingering animosity between Turians and humans over the First Contact War of 2157, which is known as the Relay 314 incident to the Turians. Officially, however, the two species are allies, and they enjoy civil, if cool, diplomatic relations.
Okay, I just tried my microphone there. Hopefully it is still working. Yep, seems to be. Good. I noticed there's a bit of cross talk on that. Not cross talk, static. Hopefully that's gone now. Turians, a proud warrior race. Also, the slight racism between Turians and humans. They don't like each other because they nearly went to war. Humanity in the Systems Alliance.
The Systems Alliance is an independent supranational government representing the interests of humanity as a whole. The Alliance is responsible for the governance and defense of all extrasolar colonies and stations. The Alliance grew out of the various national space programs as a matter of practicality. Sol's planets had been explored and exploited through piecemeal national efforts. The expense of colonizing entire new solar systems could not be met by any one country. With humans knowing that alien contact was inevitable, there was enough political will to jointly fund an international effort. Still, the Alliance was often disregarded by those on Earth until the First Contact War. While the national governments dithered and bickered over who should lead the effort to liberate Shanxi, the Alliance fleet struck decisively. Post-war public approval gave the Alliance the credibility to establish its own parliament and become the galactic face of humanity.
On the face of it, that appears to be that the humans are led by a military junta that had a bloodless takeover because they got elected into position because of their actions during the First Contact War. It's not quite true. The Systems Alliance... I think I broke something. No, it's fine. The Systems Alliance isn't actually a military alliance. As we'll find out later on, it's more like the Federation. It's an exploratory and scientific alliance rather than a military one. They just happened to be the ones that were interested in space and had the most ships. So they became the spaceborne military. Okay, we'll go to the secondary one here. Personal history summary. Background profile for Commander Shepard. Born into a naval family, you spent your childhood on ships and stations. You moved from posting to posting as your parents were reassigned. You enlisted in the Alliance military yourself on the day you turned 18. You were on shore leave at Elysium when the first wave of the Skillian Blitz struck. A massive coalition force of slavers, crime syndicates and Batarian warlords attacked the human colony, determined to wipe it out. You rallied the civilian inhabitants, leading them in their desperate fight to hold off the invaders. When enemy troops broke through the colony's defences, you single-handedly held them off and sealed the breach. After hours of brutal fighting, reinforcements finally arrived and the enemy broke ranks and fled. Because of your actions, Elysium was saved and you are regarded throughout the Alliance as a true hero. That's the war hero and space backgrounds. Humanity and the Systems Alliance. Okay, we've got the timeline here leading up to the events of the game. The timeline starts in 2069. Armstrong Outpost Shackleton Crater becomes the first human settlement on Luna, the moon. It is formally founded on July 24th, the 100th anniversary of the first lunar landing. 2103, Lowell City in Eos Chasma becomes the first human settlement on Mars. I don't think in this particular reality Elon Musk had anything to do with that. 2137, Eldred Ashland Energy Corporation demonstrates helium-3 fuel extraction from the atmosphere of Saturn. 2142, construction of Gagarin Station and Jump Zero begins beyond the orbit of Pluto. 2148, prospectors discover the Prothean ruins at Promethei Planum on Mars. 2149, translation of Prothean data leads humans to the Shakaran mass relay. Systems Alliance founded to coordinate exploration and colonization of extrasolar worlds. So there you go. 2151, a shipping accident at Singapore International Spaceport exposes downwind communities to containers of dust form element 0. Alliance begins construction of Arcturus Station. That's important because exposure of element to element 0 is what causes biotics. We'll get into that when we get to their codex later on, after we've unlocked it. But as the next one says, it's not a good chance. 2152, roughly 30% of the children born in Singapore after element 0 exposure suffer from cancerous growths. Systems Alliance begins settlement of Earth's first extrasolar colony world, the planet Demeter. 2154, Commander Shepard born. 2155, Systems Alliance occupies completed portions of Arcturus stations as a headquarters. 2156, some children of Singapore exhibit minor telekinetic abilities. That's the biotics. 2157, Turians encounter human explorers, first contact war, occupation and liberation of the human colony of Shaanxi. 2158, humans learn potential of biotics. An international effort to track element 0 exposures begins. Roughly 10% of exposed children show some level of biotic ability. Remember, that's 10% of 30%. So, biotic's kind of rare. 2160, Systems Alliance Parliament formed. 2165, humans establish embassy on Citadel. 2170, Batarian slavers attack the Alliance colony on Mindwar. That's the colonist Shepard background. Except we're not that, so Shepard wasn't there. 2176, Skillian Blitz. Pirates and slavers attacked Elysium, the human capital in the Skillian Verge. That's the war hero background. We did pick that, so that our Shepard was there. 2177, Thresher Moors devour the Alliance colony of Akuz. That's the sole survivor background. Again, we're not that, so our Shepard wasn't there, but if you choose sole survivor, your Shepard was at that Thresher Moor devouring the Alliance colony. 2178. In retaliation for the Skillian Blitz, an Alliance fleet wipes out an army of slavers on the moon of Torfan. That's the ruthless background for Shepard. So if you chose the ruthless psychological profile for your Shepard, you were part of that fleet wiping out the army of slayers on Torfan. 2183, current date. Now, I do have some points to spend, but I'm not going to do that right now because we'll do that once we actually get the full squad. Joker here is the pilot.
The captain's waiting for you in the comm room, Commander.
Yep. And here's Caden Alenko.
You probably don't want to keep the captain waiting, Commander.
Crew members.
I'm telling you, I just saw him. He marched by like he was on a mission.
He's a Spectre. They're always on a mission.
And we're getting dragged, right along with him.
Relax, Presley. You're gonna give yourself an ulcer.
Here is Navigator Presley. He's a racist.
Congratulations, Commander. Looks like we had a smooth run. You heading down to see the captain?
Sounds like you don't trust our Turian guest.
Sorry, Commander. Just having a chat with Adams down at engineering. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. But you have to admit, something's odd about this mission. The whole crew feels it.
You think the Alliance brass is holding out on us?
If all we're supposed to do is test out the stealth system, why is Captain Anderson in charge? And then there's Nihilus. Spectres are elite operatives, top covert agents. Why send a Spectre, a Turian Spectre, on a shakedown run? It doesn't add up.
You don't trust Nihilus?
I don't like Turians in general. It runs in my family. My grandfather fought in the First Contact War, lost a lot of friends when the Turians hit us.
Nihilus is no ordinary Turian.
You've got that right, Commander. We're an Alliance vessel, human military, but Nihilus doesn't answer to the captain like the rest of us. Spectres operate outside the normal chain of command. And they don't come along just to observe shakedown runs. Nihilus looks like he's expecting some heavy action. I don't like it.
Okay. Presley's a bit of a racist. Not nastily racist, but, you know, low-level racist, but still racist, understand. He gets better.
Do you have a problem with the captain?
No, man. But I can't figure out what he's doing here. Captain Anderson is one of the most decorated Special Forces officers in the service. If he melted down all his medals, he could make a life-size statue of himself. You don't send a soldier like that on a do-nothing mission. He's treating this shakedown run too seriously. Something big is going on.
What do you know about the stealth systems?
I just know it masks our location from scans and sensors. Cutting-edge technology. The Normandy's the only ship with this prototype drive. But why are we fully staffed? A skeleton crew would be cheaper. Less chance of security leaks, too. Plus, there's Nihilus. It's pretty obvious this shakedown run is just a cover.
Oh god, which is mute? Okay, that's not mute. Good. I'm gonna check now, because I got lost there. Sorry about this, but I was eating, so I put it on mute, and I've got mixed up. I was eating, so I put it on mute, and yep, there we go. I'm working. A cover?
For what?
Damned if I know, Commander. We're out here on false pretenses. I'm not a fan of being left in the dark.
I'll see if I can get some answers when I see him.
Good luck, Commander.
Okay, so we've got another codex entry there. It's a secondary one, ships and vehicles. Starship sensors, because Presley told us we could hide from sensors. Light lag prevents sensing in real time at great distances. A ship firing its thrusters at the car on relay can be easily detected from Earth 5.75 light hours, 6 billion kilometers away, but Earth will only see the event 5 hours and 45 minutes after it occurs. Due to the light speed limit, defenders can't see enemies coming until they've already arrived. Because there is FTL travel and communications but no FTL sensors, frigates are crucial for scouting and picket duties. Passive sensors are used for long-range detection, while active sensors obtain short-range, high-quality targeting data. Passive sensors include visual, thermographic and radio detectors that watch and listen for objects in space. A powered ship emits a great deal of energy. The heat of the life support systems, the radiation given off by power plants and electrical equipment, the exhaust of the thrusters. Starships stand out plainly against the near absolute zero background of space. Passive sensors can be used during FTL travel, but incoming data is significantly distorted by the effects of the mass effect envelope and Doppler shift. Active sensors are radars and high-resolution LADARs, laser detection and ranging, that emit a ping of energy and listen for return signals. LADARs have a narrower field of view than radar, but LADAR resolution allows images of detected objects to be assembled. Active sensors are useless when a ship is moving at FTL speeds. Oh, it still says we've got a codex. Okay, Humanity Systems Alliance.
Humanity's first contact with an alien race occurred in 2157. At that time, the Alliance allowed survey fleets to activate any dormant mass relays discovered, a practice considered dangerous and irresponsible by Council-aligned races. When a Turian patrol discovered a human fleet attempting to activate a relay, they attacked. One human vessel survived, retreating to the colony of Shanxi. The Turians followed, quickly defeating the local forces. Shanxi was occupied, the first and to date only human world to be conquered by an alien species. The Turians believed the handful of ships they defeated represented the bulk of human defenses, so they were unprepared when the Second Fleet, under Admiral Castany Drescher, launched a strong counteroffensive, evicting them from Shanxi. The Turians mobilized for full-scale war, drawing the attention of the rest of the galaxy. The Council quickly intervened, forcing a truce. Fortunately for humanity, the First Contact War was ended with a diplomatic solution.
Okay, so Not knowing any better and finding all these cool stuff, humanity set it all off. The galactic community, knowing that this was a really bad idea...
Spectre's visit. There's something Nihilus isn't telling us about this mission.
That's crazy. The captain's in charge here. He wouldn't take orders from a Spectre.
Not his choice, Doc. Spectres don't answer to anyone. They can do whatever they want. Kill anyone who gets in their way.
Oh, you watch too many spy vids, Jenkins.
Where was I? I can't remember. Okay, we're going to these guys. It's Jenkins and Dr. Chakwas.
What do you think, Commander? We won't be staying on Eden Prime too long, will we? I'm itching for some real action.
I sincerely hope you're kidding, Corporal. Your real action usually ends with me patching up crew members in the infirmary.
You need to calm down, Corporal. A good soldier stays cool even under fire.
Sorry, Commander, but this waiting's killing me. I've never been on a mission like this before, not one with a Spectre on board.
Just treat this like every other assignment you've had and everything will work out.
Easy for you to say. You proved yourself in the Blitz. Everybody knows what you can do. This is my big chance. I need to show the brass what I can do.
See, there you go. That's the first reference we've had to our war hero background. That's the little things that you get. Characters will reference stuff that you've done. It's nice.
You're young, Corporal. You have a long career ahead of you. Don't do something stupid to mess it up.
Don't worry, ma'am. I'm not going to screw this up.
Jenkins is very, very probably at this point deliberately named Jenkins. They're setting him up as this gung-ho, thrill-seeking, hoorah youngster. He's probably going to rush forward and make a bad mistake and get himself killed. Leroy Jenkins.
What can you tell me about Nihilus?
Turians are generally well respected by the other species. Their fleet has more patrols protecting Citadel space than any other. They don't always get on well with us, though. Some people find them too rigid. Others still blame them for the First Contact War. As for Nihilus, I haven't said more than 2 words to him. He usually only speaks to the captain.
I hope we get a chance to see him in action. I heard Nihilus took down an entire enemy platoon all by himself.
Very excitable.
What do you know about the Spectres?
Only what I've heard. Spectre agents work directly for the Citadel Council. They usually work alone or in small groups. Spectres don't have any official power, though. Basically, they're a shadow organization with a mandate to preserve and protect galactic stability.
Protect it at any cost. Don't forget that part. Spectres operate above the law.
Why don't we have any of our own people in there?
Spectres usually come from the Council races, like the Turians. We've been trying to get a human accepted into their ranks for years now. So far, it hasn't happened.
Hey, Commander, you'd make a good Spectre. You're a war hero, right? Held off an entire enemy fleet during the Blitz single-handed? That's the kind of talent the Spectres are looking for.
This is all just wild speculation. The Spectres aren't interested in recruiting humans, no matter how capable.
How do you control agents with unlimited power?
I suppose the Council could revoke the Spectre status of an agent who got out of hand. At that point, Citadel Security Services would take over.
Those C-Sec grunts wouldn't stand a chance. The Spectres were 20 ordinary soldiers. The Spectres police themselves. An agent goes rogue, they send another agent to take him down. That's Spectre justice.
The Corporal's confusing romantic legends with reality, Commander.
You're from Eden Prime, aren't you, Jenkins? What's it like?
It's very peaceful, Commander. They've been real careful with development, so you don't have any city noise or pollution. My parents lived on the outskirts of the colony. At night, I used to climb this big hill and stare across the fields back at the lights from the main settlement. It was gorgeous. But when I got older, I realized it was a little too calm and quiet for me. That's why I joined the Alliance. Even Paradise gets boring after a while.
Any idea why Eden Prime was chosen as our destination?
Not really sure, Commander. Eden Prime's one of our most stable colonies. Good place to take the Normandy for a shakedown run, I guess. No real danger there. There's gotta be something else going on. We've got a Spectre on board. That's why I'm so wound up. I can't wait for the real mission to start.
Okay, we're out of all things there. Okay. As I said, you've got the left and right. Up tends to be Paragon, down tends to be Renegade, but not on the left-hand side. Left-hand side tends to be just pure knowledge. So picking the Nihilist didn't give me Paragon points. There will be some where sometimes there'll be a blue coloured one on the top there, or a red coloured one on the bottom. That is a choice that has been unlocked by your level of charm or intimidate skill, and is tied to Paragon and the Renegade.
The captain's waiting for me.
Goodbye, Commander.
Okay, as we can see, we got some Paragon points from that. But we've also got a new codex entry. Okay, so we've got a primary one here, Citadel and Galactic Government.
Spectres are agents from the Office of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance, and answer only to the Citadel Council. They are elite military operatives, granted the authority to deal with threats to peace and stability in whatever way they deem necessary. They operate independently or in groups of 2 or 3. Some are empathetic peacekeepers, resolving disputes through diplomacy. Others are cold-blooded assassins, ruthlessly dispatching problem individuals. All get the job done one way or another, often operating outside the bounds of galactic law. The Spectres were founded after the Solarians joined the Council. For many years they operated in secrecy as backroom problem solvers. Only after the Krogan rebellions did their activities become publicized. Assignment of a Spectre is less contentious than a military deployment, but makes it clear that the Council is concerned about a situation.
There we go. Don't think, no more secondary. So there we go. There's Nihilus. So cool.
Commander Shepard, I was hoping you'd get here first. It will give us a chance to talk.
I'd love them to do some prequel games where you play as Nihilus doing Spectre missions, because Nihilus is so good and we hardly get to see any of him.
What about?
I'm interested in this world we're going to, Eden Prime. I've heard it's quite beautiful.
They say it's a paradise.
Yes, a paradise. Serene, tranquil, safe. Eden Prime has become something of a symbol for your people, hasn't it? Proof that humanity can not only establish colonies across the galaxy, but also protect them. But how safe is it really?
Do you know something?
Your people are still newcomers, Shepard. The galaxy can be a very dangerous place. Is the Alliance truly ready for this?
I think it's about time we told the commander what's really going on.
This mission is far more than a simple shakedown run.
I figured there was something you weren't telling us.
We're making a covert pickup on Eden Prime. That's why we needed the stealth systems operational.
There must be a reason you didn't tell me about this, sir?
This comes down from the top, Commander. Information strictly on a need-to-know basis. A research team on Eden Prime unearthed some kind of beacon during an excavation. It was Prothean.
Prothean?
I thought the Protheans vanished 50,000 years ago.
Their legacy still remains. The mass relays, the Citadel, our ship drives. It's all based on Prothean technology.
This is big, Shepard. The last time humanity made a discovery like this, it jumped our technology forward 200 years. But Eden Prime doesn't have the facilities to handle something like this. We need to bring the beacon back to the Citadel for proper study.
Obviously, this goes beyond mere human interests, Commander. This discovery could affect every species in Council space.
Okay, why did we tell the Council? It's a fairly selfish response at this point, going, why the hell did we tell them? So I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to be nice and friendly and Paragon-y.
It never hurts to have a few extra hands on board.
The beacon's not the only reason I'm here, Shepard.
Nihilus wants to see you in action, Commander. He's here to evaluate you.
Guess that explains why I bump into him every time I turn around.
The Alliance has been pushing for this for a long time. Humanity wants a larger role in shaping interstellar policy. We want more say with the Citadel Council. The Spectres represent the Council's power and authority. If they accept a human into their ranks, it shows how far the Alliance has come.
You held off an enemy assault during the Blitz single-handed. You showed not only courage, but also incredible skill. That's why I put your name forward as a candidate for the Spectres.
Why would a Turian want a human in the Spectres?
Not all Turians resent humanity. Some of us see the potential of your species. We see what you have to offer to the rest of the galaxy, and to the Spectres. We are an elite group. It's rare to find an individual with the skills we seek. I don't care that you're human, Shepard. I only care that you can do the job.
See what I mean? Nihilus is just so great. I love him as a character.
I assume this is good for the Alliance.
Earth needs this, Shepard. We're counting on you.
I need to see your skills for myself, Commander. Eden Prime will be the first of several missions together.
You'll be in charge of the ground team. Secure the beacon and get it onto the ship ASAP. Nihilus will accompany you to observe the mission.
What do you know about the Protheans?
Just what they taught us in school. They were a technologically advanced species that ruled the galaxy 50,000 years ago. Then they vanished. Nobody really knows how or why, though I've heard plenty of theories. But everyone agrees, galactic civilization wouldn't exist without them.
Their citadel is the very heart of galactic society, and without their mass relays, interstellar travel would be impossible. We all owe the Protheans a great debt.
Why is this beacon so important?
All advanced galactic civilization is based on Prothean technology, even yours.
If we hadn't discovered those Prothean ruins buried on Mars, we'd still be stuck on Earth. That was just a small data cache. Who knows what we can learn from this beacon? What if it's a weapons archive? We can't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Like who?
The Paragon Traverse isn't the most stable sector of Citadel space. There are plenty of raiders and criminal groups active in the region. They might figure a Prothean beacon is worth the risk of attacking an Alliance ship. Plus, Eden Prime is right on the border of the Terminus systems.
A wretched hive of scum and villainy.
The Paragon Traverse is under Citadel protection. If the Terminus systems attack, it's an act of war.
Technically, yes. But some of the species in the Terminus might be willing to start a war over this.
The last thing the Council wants is to get dragged into a major conflict with the Terminus systems. We have to keep this low-key.
I'd like to know more about Eden Prime before we touch down.
It's a peaceful farming world, but it represents something much bigger. Eden Prime is one of our oldest and most successful colonies. It proved we were ready to face the challenges of settling new worlds, to forge a place for humanity beyond Earth. It symbolizes humanity's growth and evolution as a spacefaring species. And after this, it will be known as the world where humans made a discovery of galactic importance.
Okay, that's everything.
Just give the word, Captain.
We should be getting close to Eden.
Captain, we got a problem.
What's wrong, Joker?
Oh, no.
Transmission from Eden Prime, sir. You better see this.
Bring it up on screen.
Get down!
We are under attack, taking heavy casualties. I repeat, heavy casualties. We can't get evac. They came out of nowhere. We need...
Everything cuts out after that. No comm traffic at all. Just goes dead. There's nothing.
Reverse and hold at 38.5.
Status
report. 17 minutes out, Captain. No other Alliance ships in the area.
Take us in, Joker. Fast and quiet. This mission just got a lot more complicated.
A small strike team can move quickly, without drawing attention. It's our best chance to secure the beacon.
Grab your gear and meet us in the cargo hold. Tell Alenko and Jenkins to suit up, Commander. You're going in.
Engaging stealth systems. Somebody was doing some serious digging here, Captain.
Your team's the muscle in this operation, Commander. Go in heavy and head straight for the dig site.
What about survivors, Captain?
Helping survivors is a secondary objective. The beacon's your top priority.
Approaching drop point 1.
Nihilus, you're coming with us?
I move faster on my own.
Nihilus will scout out ahead. He'll feed you status reports throughout the mission. Otherwise, I want radio silence.
We've got his back, Captain.
The mission's yours now, Shepard. Good luck.
We are approaching drop point 2.
Oh! I kind of imagine
ship perimeter secured, Commander.
Shepard and Kanan and Alenka having like a Bucky landing moment from Falcon and Winter Soldier.
This place got hit hard, Commander. Hostiles everywhere.
Okay, here we go. Richard L. Jenkins. So he's not called Leroy Jenkins, which is what a lot of people were probably expecting. We have a journal and codex entries to go. So here we go. Missions. You are in charge of the ground team dropped onto Eden Prime, an Alliance colony under attack. Your primary goal is to find and secure the Prothean beacon. Head to the dig site. Make your way to the excavation site where the beacon was unearthed. Codex. Okay, we've got some primary ones here. Aliens, extinct races, which is probably going to be Protheans.
50,000 years ago, the Protheans were the only spacefaring species in the galaxy. They vanished in a swift galactic extinction. Only the legacy of their empire remains. They are believed to have built the mass relays and the Citadel, which have allowed numerous species to explore and expand throughout the galaxy. Prothean ruins are found on worlds across the galaxy. While surprisingly intact for their age, functioning examples of Prothean paleotechnology are rare. Time and generations of looters have picked their dead cities and derelict stations clean. Some believe the Protheans meddled in the evolution of younger races. The Hanar homeworld of Kaje, for example, shows clear evidence of former Prothean occupation. The presence of a former Prothean observation post on Mars has caused a rebirth of interventionary evolutionists among humans. These individuals believe the god myths of ancient civilizations are misremembered encounters with aliens.
Okay, it suddenly got really, really cold here, so I'm just going to nip off and get something to put on while I give you the next planets and locations.
The Terminus systems are located on the far side of the Attican Traverse, beyond the space administered by the Citadel Council or claimed by the Human Systems Alliance. It is populated by a loose affiliation of minor species, united only in their refusal to acknowledge the political authority of the Council or adhere to the Citadel conventions. Their independence comes at a price. The Terminus is fraught with conflict. War among the various species is common, as governments and dictators constantly rise and fall. The region is a haven for illegal activities, particularly piracy and the slave trade. At least once a year, a fleet from the Terminus invades the nearby Attican Traverse. These attacks are typically small raids against poorly defended colonies. The Council rarely retaliates, as sending patrols into the Terminus systems could unify the disparate species against their common foe, triggering a long and costly war.
Okay, now we're going to spend some points. Okay, so this is Shepard. We have, we're the Adept class, which is what we're playing through as. And these are the Adept level skills. We've got basic armor. Able to equip light armor, increases damage protection, grants the shield boost ability as you level it up. Pistols, you need to level up basic armor a bit before you can unlock it. So we don't have that. We've got throw. Pistols, increases accuracy and damage with pistols, grants the marksman ability. Doesn't really do accuracy nowadays because of the change of the combat system. Throw. Projects a mass effect field powerful enough to hurl objects and enemies caught in the area of effect out of the way. Each point spent increases the strength of throw, knocking targets farther and inflicting greater damage. So it's like a Jedi Force push. Once you've got a certain amount in that, 6 points, you unlock lift. Lift projects a sphere of powerful contra-gravity. Any object or creature caught in the area of effect will be lifted into the air. Enemies will be temporarily immobilized until they fall back to the ground. Each point spent increases the duration of lift. Lift is a really good ability. Really good. I remember it as being the ability that basically broke the game back when you had it. Because once you get it high enough, I don't know, it's around about this level or so, You can lift massive massive enemies. The really massive tank-like enemies that are mini bosses. In many ways, you can actually lift them into the air and they do nothing. And the duration is long enough. By the time it runs out, your cooldown is back, so you can just lift them up into the air again. And there's no diminishing returns, so lift is very good. Warp, which I've got, predicts a powerful mass effect field that wreaks havoc on a subatomic level. Weakens armor and inflicts damage over time on enemies caught in the area of effect. Each point spent increases the duration of warp. It's a basic damage. It's a basic area of effect damage. Getting quite a lot of points in that. Unlocks Singularity. Projects a sphere of dark energy that creates an intense mass effect field. Nearby enemies and objects will be drawn into the Singularity, unable to escape its gravitational pull. Each point spent in this ability increases the radius of the Singularity. That's pretty powerful as well. That's like a miniature black hole that you create. It just pulls people in and spins them around it. Just quite good. Barrier, which I've got, which I'm going to put a point in now, so that I have Barrier. Bolsters your kinetic shields with a mass effect field that can absorb a massive amount of damage. Attacks that penetrate shields will also penetrate this barrier. Each point spent increases the strength and duration of the barrier. So that's a good one to take because it increases the shields. I am wearing light armor. It also affects the whole squad, so it gives everybody additional armor. Once you've unlocked a few points of that, you get stasis. Creates a powerful mass effect field that immobilizes a single target. Each point spent increases duration stasis. That's a stun. So there you go. I don't tend to use stasis that much. Lift tends to be a lot better because you can affect multiple people with it. Then we've got the actual class one, Adept. Biotic specialists can use focus training to optimize their abilities, increases biotic resistance, reduces recharge time for biotics. So we're taking a point in that. And now I've got Charm and Intimidate. These are the conversational skills that can unlock additional paths in the game. Charm is tied to Paragon. Intimidate is tied to Renegade. They each have additional effects, however, so they're useful beyond that. Charm opens charm options in conversation, which I've said. Decreases the cost of items in stores. Charm options in conversations will be greyed out if you do not have a high enough rank. New skill ranks will unlock when you become a Spectre and as you earn Paragon points. Intimidate. Opens Intimidate options in conversations. Increases credits gained when selling items in stores. Intimidate options in conversations will be greyed out if you do not have high enough rank. New skill ranks will unlock when you become a Spectre and as you earn Renegade points. Okay, so I'm going to put a point in Charm because we had 3 points. It's not really that useful, isn't Charm yet, but really you want to, as I said, you want to look at keeping either Charm or Intimidate maxed out. So putting a point in it now makes it easy to max it when it, as it becomes closer to it becoming a point. Caden Alenko. Caden is a Sentinel. That means he is a mixture of biotic and tech abilities. Which means that he has no actual weapon training. So he's not particularly good with any weapon, whereas we can become decent with pistols, get additional damage with pistols. He'll never get additional weapon damage. He has throw, the same as we have, lift, the same as we have, and barrier, the same as we have. We're going to give him barrier, because giving him that as a defensive makes it good for if I forget to use it. Actually, I shouldn't have done... yeah, that's fine. He's got stasis as well. Now he's got the tech ability of decryption. Increases the amount of Omnigel recovered. Lets you use the decryption skill to open secure objects. Grants the sabotage ability, which shuts down enemy weapons within a certain radius. Decryption and electronics below it are very important, as they allow you the hacking of items, opening chests, or boxes, that sort of thing. Basically, anything that's got loot in it is probably locked, and you need decryption or electronics to open it. So they're important to have a character in your party that has those maxed. So we'll max his decryption for now. He needs to unlock more of that before he can get electronics. Electronics increases the strength of your shields, increases the amount of hull restored when you repair the vehicle, lets you use the electronics skill to repair or bypass objects, grants the overload ability which shuts down enemy shields. So that's a good one to get. He has no more points to spend because he had 2. First aid increases squad healing. So that increases the capability of the med packs that you get, the Medigel. Medicine, which is unlocked from first aid, improves recharge time on squad healing, grants the neural shock ability, which knocks out organic enemies and does toxic damage. And then he's got Sentinel, which is his class. Special training allows Sentinels to use tech and biotics more efficiently than other classes. Reduces the recharge time of tech abilities, reduces the recharge time of biotic abilities, increases damage and accuracy with pistols. So he does actually get a weapon skill, kind of, in his class. Richard L. Jenkins. Richard L. Jenkins is a soldier. This is the class I usually play. As you can see here, Richard L. Jenkins has all of the weapon abilities. You need to spend points in pistol to unlock shotguns. Shotguns increases accuracy and damage with shotguns, grants the Carnage ability. Carnage is a massive amount of damage. Assault rifles increases accuracy and damage with assault rifles, grants the Overkill ability. Overkill generates less heat, which means heat is a bar in this. You don't have ammo, you have heat. When the heat gets too high, the weapon jams, and you've got to wait for it to get low again. So that will make it. Basically, Overkill lets you fire for the length of it, for the duration of it, which is 6 seconds, as much as you want without worrying about heat. And then once you've unlocked a few in that, you get sniper rifles, increased accuracy and damage with sniper rifles, grants the assassination ability. Assassination is you do double damage. Basically. Combat armor, able to equip medium armor, increases damage reduction, grants the shield boost ability, unlocks heavy armor. It unlocks heavy armor later on. There at 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 points. Nobody gets heavy armor until that point. But yeah, Jenkins here seemed a bit hoorah, so we'll put point in his combat armor, make him a little bit more tanky, so hopefully he'll survive a bit longer. First aid, we said. Assault training increases melee damage, increases weapon damage, grants the adrenaline burst ability. So that's pretty good for him. Fitness increases health, grants the immunity ability. Immunity is basically drops is tanky. It drops damage by 75%. On soldier, frontline warriors are trained to withstand the physical punishment that comes with combat. Increased health allows limited health regeneration, so it's quite a good one. Is soldier. It gives you health regen, which you don't otherwise have. But there, we spent some for Jenkins there. Let's set up weapons using who? I am going to use a sniper rifle because I like sniper rifles. I'm going to put throw on my hotbar. Barrier on my hotbar. And warp on my hotbar. Jenkins using the assault rifle. Caden using pistol. Yeah, we've got that. So onwards to Eden Prime. What are those?
What the hell are those?
Gas bags. Don't worry, they're harmless.
Okay, I'm playing a Paragon here. This is just wildlife. They're not hostile.
Oh God, what happened here?
They go pop if you shoot them. I'm not going to because I'm playing a Paragon here. Okay, so we have burning. Okay, that's those drones down. Poor Jenkins, he got absolutely roused there. We're kind of expecting Jenkins to die because of his name. But if you notice there, he didn't do what everyone was expecting him to do. Everyone expects him to go, Jenkins! Just charge in and get himself killed. He didn't do that, which I really like about this. The fact that Jenkins was fully professional. After all of the setup of him as being a gung-ho, thrill-seeking young soldier, he doesn't do it. He does exactly what you order him to do. It's just sheer bad luck. He was moving from cover to cover. He was being careful. He was taking point. He was doing his job. He didn't make any mistakes. It was just one of those times where his equipment wasn't good enough. It just ripped through his shields. So, rest in peace, Jenkins. You were a damn good soldier.
Oh, ripped right through his shields. Never had a chance.
We'll see that he receives a proper service once the mission is complete. But I need you to stay focused.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Here we go. Again, I'm not going to shoot the gas bags because, funny as it is, it's not exactly a Paragon thing to do.
I've got some burned out buildings here, Shepard. A lot of bodies. I'm gonna check it out. I'll try to
I
catch
need
up
to
with you at
remember
the
to
dig
use
site.
barrier for crying out loud. I am playing on Insanity. As I said, combat is a lot easier, but still need to take it carefully. Give myself the extra points there. Shielding. Okay, there's a medical kit there, so let's heal Caden up. Oh, oops, excuse me. Moving in closer, and we're about to get our next party member. Hello, Ash! Now that cutscene actually had one of the changes that they made to it. Before, when she sees that guy get spiked, Ash actually does this weird lip curl in the original one. Oh, nice one, Ash. You took him out.
Thanks for your help, Commander. I didn't think I was going to make it.
Yeah, she does a weird lip curl, which looks kind of nasty. In this one, she just looks shocked, which is a good improvement.
Gunnery Chief Ashley Williams of the 212. You the one in charge here, ma'am?
She's a girl soldier. You can tell she's a girl soldier because she's wearing pink. Pink boob armor. Yeah, fair enough. There's a particular reason that she's wearing Phoenix armor. It's healing armor, so...
Are you wounded, Williams?
Yeah, pink.
A few scrapes and burns. Nothing serious. The others weren't so lucky. We were patrolling the perimeter when the attack hit.
Because all female soldiers are supposed to wear
pink. We tried to get off
pink.
a distress call, but they cut off our communications. I've been fighting for my life ever since.
I like taking her out of this armor because she doesn't need the Phoenix armor. If you give her soldier skills, she has her own health regen. So getting her out of this pink armor is one of the first things I do.
Where's the rest of your squad?
We tried to double back to the beacon, but we walked into an ambush. I don't think any of the others... I think I'm the only one left.
This isn't your fault, Williams. You couldn't have done anything to save them.
Yes, ma'am. We held our position as long as we could, until the Geth overwhelmed us.
The Geth haven't been seen outside the Veil in nearly 200 years. Why are they here now?
They must have come for the beacon. The dig site is close, just over that rise. It might still be there.
We could use your help, Williams.
Aye, aye, ma'am. It's time for payback.
What else do you know about the Geth?
Just what I remember from history class back in school. They're synthetics, non-organic life forms with limited AI programming, created by the Quarians a few centuries ago. They were supposed to be a source of cheap labor, but ended up turning on the Quarians and drove them into exile. Well, after that, they just kind of disappeared behind the Perseus Veil. Nobody's really heard much from them since.
Tell me everything you know about the beacon.
They were doing some digging out here to extend the monorail and expand the colony. A few weeks ago, they unearthed some Prothean ruins, and the beacon. Suddenly, every scientific expert in the colony was interested. That's when they brought us in to secure the site. I don't know much about the beacon itself, but I heard one of the researchers say this could be the biggest scientific discovery of the century.
What happened to the researchers at the dig site?
I don't know. They set up camp near the beacon. The 232 was with them. Maybe their unit fared better than mine.
Describe what happened leading up to the attack.
We were sent out a couple of nights ago from the main colony to secure the area. Seemed like a routine patrol, until the Geth hit us. We never knew they were coming.
Have you seen a Turian Spectre around here?
There aren't any Turians on Eden Prime. None that I've ever met. Not sure I'd be able to tell if one was a Spectre anyway.
If you saw this guy, you'd know. Carries enough firepower to wipe out a whole platoon. Luckily, he's on our side.
Sorry. Like I said, no Turians.
Okay, that's everything.
Move up!
Paragon Codex entries. So here we go. We'll level up Ash here. We'll go appointing Soldier, and because she's not scheduled to die through plot events, we don't have to worry about increasing her combat armor because she's perfectly good without it. We'll give her a level of assault rifles. Okay, journal's changed. Our new mission is Jenkins is dead, but you have to press on to the dig site. And the codex entry. Oh, non-council races. This is probably going to be Geth.
The Geth are a humanoid race of networked AIs. They were created by the Quarians 300 years ago as tools of labor and war. When the Geth showed signs of self-evolution, the Quarians attempted to exterminate them. The Geth won the resulting war. This example has led to legal, systematic repression of artificial intelligences in galactic society. The Geth possess a unique distributed intelligence. An individual has rudimentary animal instincts, but as their numbers and proximity increase, the apparent intelligence of each individual improves. In groups, they can reason, analyze situations, and use tactics, as well as any organic race. Geth space is located at the trailing end of the Perseus arm, beyond the lawless Terminus systems. The Perseus Veil, an obscuring dark nebula of opaque gas and dust, lies between their space and the Terminus systems.
Okay, so they're an AI race. Much like the Matrix, they turned on their masters. It's a bit more complex than that. You eventually find out that basically when the Geth showed signs of self-evolution, was a Geth asking its master, "Do I have a soul?" That was it. The Quarians went, abort, abort, and started trying to kill them. So they fought back. Pretty typical, really. Okay, weapons, armor, and equipment.
Kinetic barriers, more commonly called shields, provide protection against most mass accelerator weapons. Whether on a starship or a soldier's suit of armor, the basic principle remains the same. Kinetic barriers are repulsive mass effect fields, projected from tiny emitters. These shields safely deflect small objects traveling at rapid velocities. This affords protection from bullets and other dangerous projectiles, but still allows the user to sit down without knocking away their chair. The shielding afforded by kinetic barriers does not protect against extremes of temperature, toxins, or radiation.
No secondary codex yet.
The beacon It's at the far end of this trench.
Okay, but we've got some equipment. So let's get these done. We'll go through the equipment that I've got equipped here. Reading the descriptions. Okay, you have. Each has a manufacturer. We'll get into that later on when that's revealed in the game, but they have a manufacturer and a type. So this is the assault rifle. We are currently equipped and only have the Lancer. The number after it is the version number of it. As the number gets up, the more powerful the weapon. It goes all the way up to 10, which is an X in Roman numerals. Han Kedar. Reliable and efficient Earth-based Han Kedar has become a major supplier to the Systems Alliance military. Their weapons are considered stock quality at best, though their armor lines are generally recognized as above average. So they're the cheap and cheerful option, government standard. Nothing great. There you go. There's no choice, there's Spacer's choice. The Lancer is a standard issue rifle for the Systems Alliance Navy. It is accurate when fired in controlled bursts, but suffers from low accuracy during sustained fire. The shotgun. We only have the one shotgun, which is the Storm 1. Again from Han Kedar. The Storm is a standard issue shotgun for the Systems Alliance Navy. It is reliable and accurate when compared to other shotguns in its class. Nothing special about it. Pistol. We have the Kessler. Again, Han Kedar. The Kessler is a standard issue sidearm for the Systems Alliance Navy. It is reliable and moderately accurate when compared to other sidearms in its class. Basic equipment. Sniper rifle. The Avenger 1 from Han Kedar. The Avenger is a common sniper rifle made by Han Kedar, primarily used by police and planetary militia groups. A versatile and reliable weapon, it has average accuracy compared to other sniper rifles in its class. Okay, we have a grenade launcher from Han Kedar. Only Shepard has the grenades. Alliance grenades are metal discs capable of sticking to any flat surface. They can be triggered remotely after attaching to a target, or will detonate automatically after 10 seconds. That's not entirely true. You can detonate them in flight. Biotic amp. We've got a Solaris amp from Aldrin Labs. Aldrin Labs is a human manufacturer based on the lunar colony. Providing basic, reliable equipment at an affordable cost has made them a primary supplier of armor, omni-tools and bioamps to the Systems Alliance military. Again, standard government contractor. Nothing special to write home about at all. Cheap and cheerful. Amplifiers increase biotic abilities by synchronizing the element 0 nodes within the user's central nervous system. And armor. We are currently wearing Onyx from Aldrin Labs. Aldrin Labs is a human manufacturer based on the lunar colony. Providing basic, reliable equipment at an affordable cost has made them a primary supplier of armor, omni-tools and bioamps to the Systems Alliance military. Lightweight, comfortable armor affords basic protection from enemy attacks and minimizes movement penalties affecting weapons accuracy. However, we have got a new set of armor, which is the Scorpion from Han Kedar, which is better than what I'm currently wearing. It has better protection, better shields, and tech biotic protection, which protects you from special abilities of enemies. So we're going to equip the light armor on me. Normally, this goes to Caden, but because I can only use light armor and I'm more important than Caden, I'm going to take it here. Details, lightweight, comfortable armor. We've already got all of that. Caden has got the same equipment as all of us, except he also has a Omni tool. He has the Blue Wire tool from Aldrin Labs. Omni tools are multi-purpose diagnostic and manufacturing tools used for a variety of battlefield tasks. And Ashley has nothing special, just the same equipment we have. Okay, so we unlocked a couple of modifiers. Trying to remember what for. Okay, so we got two types of ammo upgrades. We got anti-personnel rounds, designed to shred flesh and other organic matter. These rounds are particularly effective against living targets, plus 15% damage versus organics. We're up against Geth in this mission, so it's not that useful for us at the moment. And there is also radioactive rounds. These rounds are stamped with a minuscule amount of radioactive material, including low levels of radiation sickness in targets. It reduces the cooldown of the enemies. So what we're going to do is we're going to give that to Ash on her assault rifle, which she should be using. Yes. Oh, I overheated. There we go, we got him. Okay, we leveled up there and got a codex entry, so let's level up first of all. Okay, I've got 6 points now because I'm level 2. So I'm maxing out charm. And I'm going to work towards getting lift, so we'll maximise throw there. Still got 1 point left. I'm going to put that in the barrier. Caden, keep decryption maxed, which has now unlocked electronics, which we're going to keep. And we're going to give him a level of sentinel, so he's got a bit of more recharge time. Ashley's nice and simple here. 2 points in combat armor, 2 points in assault rifles. Codex we've got secondary. No primary, but we've got secondary weapons, armor and equipment upgrades. The development of practical manufacturing omni-tools allows modern militaries a great deal of flexibility in equipment loadouts. A vast number of field modification kits or upgrades are available for common equipment such as weapons, armour, omni-tools, biotech and even grenades. An upgrade kit typically consists of less than a dozen unique parts and an optical storage disk. When loaded into an omni-tool, the OSD provides all technical specifications required to manufacture the tools and additional parts necessary to install the upgrade onto another piece of equipment. Assembly is typically modular and installation can be completed in less than a minute. Since omni-tools are designed to use common battlefield salvage materials such as plastics, ceramics and light metals, rendered into semi-molten omni-gel for quick use, it is quite possible for a trained soldier carrying upgrade kits to customise gear on the battlefield to fit the current tactical situation. Okay, let's investigate the dig site.
This is the dig site. The beacon was right here. It must have been moved.
By who? Our side or the Geth?
Hard to say. Maybe we'll know more after we check out the research camp.
You think anyone got out of here alive?
If they were lucky. Maybe hiding up in the camp. It's just on the top of this ridge, up the ramps.
Change of plans, Shepard. There's a small spaceport up ahead. I want to check it out. I'll wait for you there.
Okay, we've got to change to the journal. We're now... The beacon has been taken from the dig site. Maybe you can find clues by investigating the nearby research camp. Okay, so we've got some more equipment here. You can reduce equipment to Omnigel. There's very little point in doing that. We've got a codex entry.
Combat hard suits use a dual-layer system to protect the wearer. The inner layer consists of fabric armor with kinetic padding. Areas that don't need to be flexible, such as the chest or shins, are reinforced with sheets of lightweight, ablative ceramic. The outer layer consists of automatically generated kinetic barriers. Objects traveling above a certain speed will trigger the barrier's reflex system and be deflected, provided there is enough energy left in the shield's power cell. Armored hard suits are sealable to protect the wearer from extremes of temperature and atmosphere. Standard equipment includes an onboard mini-frame and a communications, navigation, and sensing suite. The mini-frame is designed to accept and display data from a weapon's smart targeting system to make it easier to locate and eliminate enemies.
So there we go, that's armor. Oh yeah, we had equipment. Okay, we have a new pistol. So what we're going to do with that is we're actually going to give that to Caden. As basically the only weapon Caden can really use is a pistol. He's not skilled with it, but he has a Sentinel which gives him music. So we're going to equip him with the Edge 1, which is an upgrade for him. The Edge 1 from Elcos Combine. A Volus manufacturer based in the Terminus systems, the Elcos Combine produces less expensive versions of items carried by high-end manufacturers. Functional yet affordable armor, weapons and omni-tools are all available from the Elcos Combine. Cheap knockoffs. The Edge is a common, versatile military-grade sidearm made by Elcos Combine. Its heavier design allows for increased power by sacrificing accuracy. So it is less accurate than the pistol he had, but that really doesn't matter in this case. I think we got a shotgun as well. Ashley we're going to keep with the assault rifle, so I'm going to take the shotgun here. This is a scimitar from Elcos Combine. The scimitar is a heavy shotgun from Elcos Combine. It fires larger than normal rounds and sacrifices accuracy for increased power. And we had a sniper rifle, which is the Hammer 1 from Elena's Risk Control. It's quite an upgrade in terms of damage, so yeah, we'll get it. It's a hammer. Elena's Risk Control. Elena's began as a privately owned Turian security firm. It has expanded into an interstellar conglomerate after opening itself up to foreign investment. Their affordable yet reliable body armor, weapons and omni-tools are popular with security personnel and mercenaries. The Hammer is a common sniper rifle from Elena's Risk Control, designed to overwhelm active defences. It fires in 3-round bursts and has low accuracy. I'm actually going to unequip that because I don't like it. We'll give that to Ash. Or not. We'll not give it to anybody. It fires 3 rounds rather than 1. It does more damage, but it also has recoil and 3 effects, so it's, overall I like the single shot.
Looks like they hit the camp hard.
It's a good place for an ambush. Keep your guard up.
I should have remembered this was coming up. I didn't have time to switch my weapons.
Oh god, they're still alive.
What did the Geth do to them?
Okay. I want to be assault rifle here. Back to the sniper. Okay, so that's the husk to start with. We've got a codex entry for these.
After the Geth secure a location, they round up and impale dead and living bodies on mechanical spikes. The spikes rapidly transform these victims into withered husks, extracting water and trace minerals, and replacing them with cybernetics. The cybernetics reanimate the lifeless flesh and tissue, transforming the bodies into mindless killing machines. Some Alliance soldiers refer to the husk-generating spikes as dragon's teeth, a reference to the mythological berserkers who sprang up from the earth wherever the teeth of the dragon Eris were planted. Dragon's teeth and husks bear little resemblance to other pieces of Geth technology. No one is sure why a synthetic race would bother to drain the minuscule amount of recoverable resources from organic corpses, though the value of reusing them as shock troops is obvious.
Okay, now, here's a weird thing with this particular codex entry. Where we are now, Eden Prime, is the first encounter with the Geth for nearly 200 years. The Geth haven't been anywhere outside their home systems, the Perseus Veil, for pretty much 200 years. So the whole thing about the husks, the spikes and the dragon teeth, that's all brand new. The only people that have seen that before Shepard are dead. Or Ashley. So literally this is brand new, so there cannot be a codex entry for these things. And they can't have been given the nickname by Alliance troops of Dragon's Teeth yet, because the only Alliance troops that had seen them are you. So yeah, it's really nice and informative that they've got a codex entry for this, but this codex entry shouldn't exist. Okay, we've got an upgrade kit here. Ooh, medium armor, Survivor 1 and Krogan. Okay, Ashley. Yes, it's better. Survivor from Devlin Industries. She's in yellow now. Devlin Industries is best known for producing basic armor models that can withstand a variety of environmental extremes such as cold, heat or toxic exposure. They also market a complete line of military-grade weapons. Medium armor offers an increased level of protection, but also increases movement penalties affecting weapon accuracy. Soldiers need extra training to use it. Okay, as we see, we've got the Phoenix there. From the Certa Foundation. A biomedical firm, Certa made its fortune eliminating several genetic diseases endemic to human populations. The Foundation is renowned for its humanitarian efforts and refuses to produce weapons or similar offensive products. They do, however, offer basic protective or utilitarian items ranging from armor to omni-tools to biotic amps. The interesting thing about armor is stuff that it doesn't actually tell you here. You can just infer it from the information from the manufacturer. The Phoenix armor has a regeneration effect. It regenerates the health of people that are wearing it without having to put a health regeneration upgrade in them. It does it as base. Likewise, the Survivor has increased toxin resistance, but it doesn't tell you that. You only know that from experience and from basically inferring it from the descriptions. Okay, so we've got some new armor here. We've got heavy armor. Wow, heavy armor. Nobody can wear that yet. Okay, we have a new weapon. We have the Banshee or the Avenger. Both of which are upgrades for Ash. We're going to give her the Avenger. The Avenger is a common versatile military-grade assault rifle made by Alcos Combine. It is accurate when fired in controlled bursts, but suffers from low accuracy during sustained fire. And me, I'm going to use the Banshee. The Banshee is a common battle rifle from Elena's Risk Control. It features a high rate of fire, fires in 3-round bursts, and has average accuracy. And another crate here. That just had Omnigel. Okay, now as you see here,
closed. Security locks engaged.
Here we've got a lock. This uses decryption, other ones use electronics, which is why you need to keep electronics and decryption maxed out on a member of the party as much as possible. Now you get two options. If you have enough Omnigel, you can just bypass the minigame. Otherwise you have to play the minigame, which is basically Frogger. Okay, I'm saving here because there's a renegade thing you can do here.
Humans, thank the Maker.
Hurry, close the door before they come back.
Okay, I'm going to skip these.
What are you doing here? Look, when the attack came.
No one is saved.
The age of humanity is...
What's wrong?
Manuel,
Is it
I gave
madness?
him an extra dose of his meds after the attack.
Okay, Manuel is a bit twitchy and is making doomsday prophecies, so one of the options you get as Renegade is...
Say goodnight, Manuel.
You cannot silence the truth. My voice must be heard.
Oh my god! What did you do?
That might have been a little extreme, Commander.
You can't just go around whacking people in the head. I suppose you're right, but
Williams.
good luck. Yes? Is there something you need?
We better get moving.
Good luck, Commander.
Okay, we're going to reload there. Well, just had to punch Manuel. Because I know it's not his fault, but you'll see he's quite annoying.
Humans. Thank the Maker.
Hurry, close the door before they come back.
Shiny head!
Don't worry. We'll protect you.
Thank you. I think we'll be okay now. It looks like everyone's gone.
You're Dr. Warren, the one in charge of the excavation. Do you know what happened to the beacon?
It was moved to the spaceport this morning. Manuel and I stayed behind to help pack up the camp. When the attack came, the Marines held them off long enough for us to hide. They gave their lives to save us.
No one is saved. The age of humanity is ended. Soon, only ruin and corpses will remain.
Now you'll notice the shininess does not extend to Manuel's head. It's only in his hair. Hopefully they'll fix that.
What's wrong with your assistant?
Manuel has a brilliant mind, but he's always been a bit unstable. Genius and
You see,
madness
it doesn't
are
look
two
too
sides
bad
of
on
the same
longer
coin.
hair.
Is it madness to see the future? To see the destruction rushing
But on
towards
the
us?
really
To
short,
understand
close
there is
hair?
no escape, no hope? No. I am not mad. I'm the only sane one left.
I gave him an extra dose of his meds after the attack.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the hair texture. They've made it shine. They've made it shiny. So on longer hair, it looks pretty. It looks pretty good. It makes it look like lustrous hair. But on short hair that shouldn't be reflecting light, it looks silly.
What else can you tell me about the attack?
It all happened so fast. 1 second we were gathering up our equipment. The next we were hiding in the shed while the Geth swarmed over the camp.
Agents of the destroyers, bringers of darkness, heralds of our extinction.
We could hear the battle outside. Gunfire, screams. I thought it would never end. Then everything went quiet. We just sat there, too afraid to move, until you came along.
Can you tell me anything about the beacon?
It's some type of data module from a galaxy-wide communications network. Remarkably well preserved. It could be the greatest scientific discovery of our lifetime. Miraculous new technologies, groundbreaking medical advances. Who knows what secrets are locked inside?
We have unearthed the heart of evil, awakened the beast, unleashed the darkness.
Manuel, please. This isn't the time.
Excuse me.
Did you notice a Turian in the area?
I saw him, the prophet, leader of the enemy. He was here before the attack.
That's impossible. Nihilus was with us in the Normandy before the attack. He couldn't
Another
have been.
Turian.
I'm sorry. Manuel's still a bit unsettled. We haven't seen your Turian. We've been hiding in here since the attack.
Williams, take us to the spaceport.
You can't stop it. Nobody can stop it. Night is falling. The darkness of eternity.
Hush, Manuel. Go lie down. You'll feel better once the medication kicks in.
Okay, so we've got a new edition of the journal. Dr. Warren informed you the beacon was taken to Eden Prime Spaceport. You need to get there before the Geth claim it as their own. Did we get a codex? No, we didn't.
Saren. Nihilus.
This isn't your mission, Saren. What are you doing here?
The Council thought you could use some help on this one.
I wasn't expecting to find the Geth here. The situation's bad.
Don't worry. I've got it under control.
Son of a bitch must pay. Seriously, just for that, Saren deserves a good old fucking kicking.
What is that? Off in the distance.
It's a ship. Look at the size of it.
Doing? Nice going, Ash. Okay, nobody got damaged. Good, good, good. Assault rifle Banshee, medium armaturia, not much good at the moment, but good, good. It's good for later. Let's minigame this.
Everybody stay calm out there. We're coming out. We're not all...
Is it safe? Are they gone?
You're okay now. Nobody's gonna hurt you.
Those things were crawling all around the shed. They would have found us for sure. We owe you our lives.
I still can't believe it. When we saw that ship, I thought it was all over.
It showed up right before the attack. Knew it was trouble the second I saw it, so we made a break for the sheds.
Now there's an example of the better graphics that the Legendary Edition has. In the original, you weren't actually sure if that lady to the right was wearing a hat or if she was bald. You couldn't tell. It could have been either. In some angles it looked like she was wearing a hat, in other angles it looked like she had a shaved head. Now we know she's wearing a hat.
Tell me everything you remember about the attack.
The three of us were working the crops when that ship showed up. We just saw it and ran. I don't know what happened to the rest of the crew.
They were by the garage, over near the spaceport, right where that ship came down. No way they survived.
You don't know that. We survived. If they made it to the garage, they could have had a fighting chance.
Do you know anything about the Prothean beacon they dug up?
We're just farmers. We heard they found something out there, but it never really mattered to us. Not until now.
What else can you tell me about the ship you saw?
I was too busy running to get a clear look at it. I think it landed over near the spaceport.
Tell them about the noise, Cole. That awful noise.
It was emitting some kind of signal as it descended. It sounded like the shriek of the damned. Only it was coming from inside your own head.
It was probably trying to block communications.
Whatever it was, felt like it was tearing right through my skull. Almost made it impossible to think.
I have to go.
Hey, Cole, we're just a bunch of farmers. These guys are soldiers. Maybe we should give them the stuff.
Jeez, Blake, you gotta learn when to shut up.
You have something to tell me, Cole?
Some guys at the spaceport were running a small smuggling ring. Nothing major. In exchange for a cut of the profits, we let them store packages in our sheds.
So remember, right hand top is Paragon, left right hand bottom is Renegade. I'm being a Paragon run through here.
You're breaking the law, Cole.
We're not hurting anybody. Hell, most of the time I don't even know what's in the packages. Just thought there might be something we could use. I found a pistol. Figured it would come in handy if those things came back. But you'll probably get more use out of it than we will.
Okay, now here we've got the first instance of charm and intimidate skills being useful. Because you can see here you've got two options. You're holding out on me, which is grayed out. It's because I don't have any I don't have the necessary intimidate ranks to be able to use this. But I do have the necessary charm ranks to be able to use that. Is that all? They're functionally the same. They'll give you the same reward either way. Maybe not in all options, but in this case it is shaking someone down for additional stuff.
We're risking our lives to save this colony. You sure there's nothing else in here that could help us out?
Yeah, there's one more thing. I was gonna sell it after this was over, but you probably deserve it more than I do.
Who's your contact at the spaceport, Cole? What's his name?
He's not a bad guy. I don't want to get him in trouble. Besides, I'm not a snitch.
Again, if you don't have the necessary stuff, you don't find out who the contact at the spaceport is. He won't tell you, which locks out that part. It's not a big revelation, but basically it means that you can't find you don't know who did it, who was the smuggler, so you can't deal with the smuggler. However, because I've got the charm up,
he might have something to do with this whole attack, Cole. We need his name. It's important.
Yeah, okay, you're right. His name's Powell. Works the docks at the spaceport, if he's still alive.
I have to go.
Good luck.
So you see, we got the name now, so if we come across Powell, we can say, we know you're a smuggler. Okay, so we got a pistol there, and a weapon upgrade, which is combat sensor. Okay, as Caden is our pistol guy, let's see if it's better. It is an increase for him. The Stinger from Devlin Industries. Devlin Industries is the same as the armor that is being worn. The Stinger is an advanced military-grade sidearm made by Devlin Industries. It has average accuracy when compared to other sidearms of its class. Pretty standard, but it is a good upgrade for him. We will take the Edge as an upgrade for us. Oh yeah, and because I'm mainly using sniper rifle, because hey, it doesn't matter anymore in the new one, I'll give it the combat sensor. Some enemies use jamming technology to block your weapon radar. The combat scanner upgrade improves detection levels, making these enemies visible. Sometimes you'll see the mini-map down in the bottom right, which is your HUD. It shows enemies on it and where they are. Sometimes mainly Geth jam it, so you don't know where they are in relation to you, which can make them difficult to find. So really you want at least one weapon with a combat sensor on it. Doesn't work if it's put on a party member. It has to be you, so it's useless on anybody else's. Search around, make sure we haven't missed any boxes, because hey, there's a lot of loot in this game and we don't want to miss out on any of it. We didn't need to use these shootable containment cells here because they all came at us.
Commander, it's Nihilus.
Okay, before we investigate Nihilus, let's open these. And I know there's another one over here. Phasic rounds and radioactive rounds. Okay, so phasic rounds. Instead of projectiles, upgraded weapons release charged particled bolts that can bypass kinetic barrier shields. However, the actual damage done to the target is typically less than what's done by a standard round. So it has a shield bypass but does less damage. I generally don't use phasic rounds. I find the damage loss doesn't make up for getting through shields. Oh no, Nihilus has been shot.
Something's moving over behind those crates.
Wait! Don't shoot! I'm one of you! I'm human!
Sneaking up on us like that nearly got you killed.
I am sorry, I was hiding from those creatures. My name's Powell. I saw what happened to that Turian. The other one shot him.
I love the beanies that these guys wear. I never look as good in a beanie. It always ends up peeking at the top and looking a little bit silly whenever I wear a beanie.
I need to know how Nihilus died.
The other one got here first. He was waiting when your friend showed up. He called him Saren. I think they knew each other. Your friend seemed to relax. He let his guard down.
Or it slips off my forehead and starts like
killed him.
pushing upwards and
Shot him
around
right in
here.
the back. I'm just lucky he didn't see me behind the crates.
We were told a Prothean beacon was brought to the spaceport. What happened to it?
It's over on the other platform, probably where that guy Saren was headed. He hopped on the cargo train right after he killed your friend. I knew that beacon was trouble. Everything's gone to hell since we found it. First that damn mothership showed up, then the attack. They killed everyone. Everyone. If I hadn't been behind the crates, I'd be dead too.
So now, as you can see here, this guy is Powell. This is the guy who we found out is a smuggler. So we have an option to say Cole mentioned you. We're not going to use that
How
yet.
come you're the only one who survived? Why didn't anyone else try to hide behind the crates?
We'll leave that for the end.
They never had a chance. I was already behind the crates when the attack started.
Wait a minute. You were hiding behind the crates before the attack?
Sometimes I need a nap to get through my shift. I sneak off behind the crates to grab 40 winks where the supervisor can't find me.
You survived because you're lazy?
If you hadn't snuck off for that nap, you'd probably be dead just like all the others.
Yeah, I guess. I don't really want to think about it.
Tell me about the Geth attack.
It was quick. 1 minute that ship was descending, the next, those Geth were swarming over the platform. Thousands of them. They must have been inside that mothership. They shot anything that moved. It was a massacre.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the beacon?
They brought it here this morning. We loaded it up onto the train and shipped it to the other platform. Hard to believe that was only a few hours ago. Feels like a whole other life.
Tell me about this mothership you saw.
I've never seen anything like it before. It was huge. Landed over near that platform. The whole place got dark as it came down. And it was making this noise, this sound that bored right into your brain. That's what woke me up. The attack came a few minutes later.
You're Cole's contact here on the docks for the smuggling ring.
What? No! I mean, what does it matter now? So I'm a smuggler, who cares? My supervisor's dead, the entire crew's dead. Doesn't matter now, does it?
Anything hidden nearby that we could use against the Geth?
A shipment of grenades came through last week. Nobody notices if a few small pieces go missing from the military orders.
You greedy son of a bitch. We're out here trying to protect your sorry ass, and all you can think about is how you can rip us off?
I never thought you'd actually need those grenades. Who'd want to attack Eden Prime? We're just a bunch of farmers. How was I supposed to know?
Forget about him. He's not worth it.
You're lucky the commander's here, pal. Hand over those grenades.
They're yours. Take them. My smuggling days are over, I swear.
Okay, here we go. We've got a Paragon option here. Paragon Shepard, master of emotional blackmail.
A lot of Marines died here, Powell. Those grenades could have come in handy. If I were you, I'd think of some way to make it up to them.
Yeah, okay. There is something else I was saving. Could be worth a fortune. Experimental technology, top of the line. Take it. I don't need it. I didn't want anyone to get hurt. Really, I'm sorry.
We need to find that beacon before it's too late.
Take the cargo train. That's where the other Turian went. I can't stay here. I need to get away from all this.
Okay, so oddly enough, he only gives you the grenades. I think the top of the line stuff is actually him giving you more Omni Gel. Ha! nice going, whoever did that. Everybody dead? They seem to think so. See, that kind of stuff you weren't able to do in original Mass Effect. Because even if you was playing as a soldier, you wouldn't have had any sniper rifle skill at this point. Which meant that you wouldn't have been able to hit them like that. Okay, we didn't actually get any new gear. So yeah, that's so much easier as that battle. So much easier. Usually that Geth Destroyer comes down the middle and absolutely ravages you on Insanity. It really did. This, you saw, nothing got close to me, didn't even get hurt. Nothing got through shields.
Set the charges. Destroy the entire colony. Leave no evidence that we were here.
Oh no, bombs! Man, the Geth are so cool.
Demolition charges. The Geth must have planted them.
Hurry! We need to find them all and shut them down.
Oh, I gave you orders, don't follow me. Got his shields back. Yeah, keep them occupied. There we go, disarm the bombs. And I don't recall there being any boxes over here. Nope. Nope. Pistols. I got hurt. Probably because I was pushing that a little too long. I think it was that husk that got close that got me there. Personnel rounds, nope. Yeah, no new pistols, so to speak. Now I like taking my helmet off here just for the upcoming cutscene. Really shouldn't do because technically the area is not secured. Well, it is, but play a little bit of Frogger. Oh yeah, grenade. I'd not updated those. So grenades, we've now got two. We've got fusion explosive. Fusion explosives contain a small amount of radioactive polonium that is dispersed on detonation. Targets caught in the blast experience varying degrees of radiation poisoning. Or we've got high explosive. High explosive grenades are modified to maximize their blast radius and impact. We're going to equip that. Yep, no real new stuff there. Got a storage locker here. Bit of Frogger. Improved sighting, weapon upgrade. Ooh. Specially calibrated sights can increase weapon accuracy. Okay, we're going to put that on the sniper rifle and put the combat sensor on the assault rifle. I think there's just one more crate. Yep, there we go. Shotgun and assault rifle, nothing new there. Okay, let's set off the cutscene.
Normandy, the beacon is
This
secure.
is
Request
amazing.
immediate
Actual working Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
It wasn't doing anything like that when they dug it up.
Something must have activated it.
Roger, Normandy. Standing by.
Caden! Caden! What did you do? Awkward throw animation.
Shepard!
No, don't touch. It's too.
On his cool squid ship.
We identified the ship that touched down on Eden Prime. The Normandy.
Space
a human
boobies!
alliance vessel. It was under the command of Captain Anderson. They managed to save the colony.
And the beacon.
One of the humans may have used it.
I love how he's got face palming. What are you wearing?
This human must be eliminated.
Doctor? Dr. Chakwas. I think she's waking up.
Okay, now this is a scene where...
You had us worried there, Shepard. How are you feeling?
Shepard can look kind of weird. Definitely look weird in the original Mass Effect. They've changed some of the camera angles here to make it less obvious, which I think is a good move on their part because they couldn't fix the underlying problem. You've got a little bit of it here because you can see how long, compared to Caden, how long Shepard's neck is. Likewise, Caden has normal seeming arms, and you'll see in a moment that Shepard has very, very thin looking arms. Shepard's proportions are kind of out here. The reason I think then they've not been able to fully fix it, but they have tried to hide it with camera angles. The reason I think this is the case is because Shepard's mesh was built around them being in armour most of the time, rather than being in the off-duty uniform that we see here. So Shepard's armour tends to come up to just under the chin. It's very bulky. It covers up the collar, gives them normal human proportions. Outside of that, Shepard looks like they're stretched somewhat. Because as I say, it looks like their proportions were designed around wearing the bulkier armour rather than wearing the uniform and having the armour fitted on them afterwards. Why it's not the case with Caden as well, I don't know. Maybe Caden just uses standard model mesh.
Minor throbbing. Nothing serious. How long was I out?
About 15 hours. Something happened down there with the beacon, I think.
It's my fault. I must have triggered some kind of security field when I approached it. You had to push me out of the way.
You had no way to know what would happen.
Actually, we don't even know if that's what set it off. Unfortunately, we'll never get the chance to find out.
The beacon exploded. A system overload, maybe. And the blast knocked you cold. Williams and I had to carry you back here to the ship.
So you got a little hint of the proportions there.
I appreciate it.
That again there.
Physically, you're fine. But I detected some unusual brain activity. Abnormal beta waves. I also noticed an increase in your rapid eye movement. Signs typically associated with intense dreaming.
I saw I'm not sure what I saw.
Again, got a
Death,
bit of a weird
destruction.
neck there.
Nothing's really clear.
I better add this to my report. It may... Oh, Captain Anderson.
How's our XO holding up, Doctor?
Well, all the readings look normal. I'd say the commander's going to be fine.
Glad to hear it. Shepard, I need to speak with you. In private.
Aye, aye, Captain. I'll be in the mess if you need me.
Sounds like that beacon hit you pretty hard, Commander. Are you sure you're okay?
I don't like soldiers dying under my command.
Jenkins wasn't your fault. You did a good job, Shepard.
Yep, so did Jenkins.
Did we leave Gunnery Chief Williams back on Eden Prime?
I figured we could use a soldier like her. She's been reassigned to the Normandy.
Williams is a good soldier. She deserves it.
Lieutenant Alenko agrees with you. That's why I added her to our crew.
Intel dropped the ball, sir. We had no idea what we were walking into down there. That's why things went to hell.
The Geth haven't been outside the Veil in 2 centuries, Commander. Nobody could have predicted this.
Like I said, it's weird that we have a codex entry on the tactics that the Geth are and equipment that the Geth are using here, because you're the first person to come up against it.
You said you needed to see me in private, Captain?
I won't lie to you, Shepard. Things look bad. Nihilus is dead. The beacon was destroyed and Geth are invading. The Council's going to want answers.
I didn't do anything wrong, Captain. Hopefully the Council can see that.
I'll stand behind you and your report, Shepard. You're a damned hero in my books. That's not why I'm here. It's Saren, that other Turian. Saren's a Spectre, one of the best, a living legend. But if he's working with the Geth, it means he's gone rogue. A rogue Spectre's trouble. Saren's dangerous, and he hates humans.
He's a racist.
Why?
He thinks we're growing too fast, taking over the galaxy.
Which is true,
A lot of aliens think that way. Most of them don't do anything about it. But Saren has allied himself with the Geth. I don't know how, I don't know why. I only know it had something to do with that beacon. You were there just before that beacon self-destructed. Did you see anything? Any clue that might tell us what Saren was after?
Yeah, I had this weird spiritual trip. It showed me the future, or the past.
Just before I lost consciousness.
And you were there, and you were there, and you were there, and you weren't.
Vision.
Who are you?
A vision? A vision of what?
I saw synthetics.
There's the shot that you usually
people.
had.
Butchering them.
During this conversation. It was usually this angle,
We need
that
to
shot,
report this to
where
the
you
Council,
saw the neck, the arms, ugh.
What are we gonna tell them? I had a bad dream?
We don't know what information was stored in that beacon. Lost Prothean technology? Blueprints for some ancient weapon of mass destruction? Whatever it was. Saren took it. But I know Saren. I know his reputation is politics. He believes humans are a blight on the galaxy. This attack was an act of war. He has the secrets from the beacon. He has an army of Geth at his command, and he won't stop until he's wiped humanity from the face of the galaxy.
I'll find some way to take him down.
It's not that easy. He's a Spectre. He can go anywhere, do almost anything. That's why we need the Council on our side.
We prove Saren's gone rogue and the Council will revoke his Spectre status.
I'll contact the Ambassador and see if he can get us an audience with the Council. He'll want to see us as soon as we reach the Citadel. We should be getting close. Head up to the bridge and tell Joker to bring us into dock.
Okay, back into control. Let's ransack the medbay. Come on, is there anything I can steal here? No, there isn't. Okay. Okay, and replenish Medigel. Let's do that. Which gives us a codex. Okay, so there's been a journal change here. Go to the cockpit and tell Joker to bring the Normandy into dock at the Citadel. And the codex. Okay, we've got a few here. A couple of primaries, Citadel and Galactic Government.
The Citadel is an ancient deep space station, presumably constructed by the Protheans. Since the Prothean extinction, numerous species have come to call the Citadel home. It serves as the political, cultural, and financial capital of the galactic community. To represent their interests, most species maintain embassies on the Presidium, the Citadel's inner ring. The Citadel Tower in the center of the Presidium holds the Citadel Council chambers. Council affairs often have far-reaching effects on the rest of the galactic community. 5 arms, known as the wards, extend from the Presidium. Their inner surfaces have been built into cities, populated by millions of inhabitants from across the galaxy. The Citadel is virtually indestructible. If attacked, the station can close its arms to form a solid, impregnable shell. For as long as the station has existed, an enigmatic race called the Keepers has maintained it.
Okay, we have some weapons, armor, and equipment as well.
Combat hard suit.
Medigel.
Medigel is a common medicinal salve used by paramedics, EMTs, and military personnel. It combines several useful applications: a local anesthetic, disinfectant, and clotting agent all in one. Once applied, the gel is designed to grip tight to flesh until subjected to a frequency of ultrasound. It is sealable against liquids, most notably blood, as well as contaminants and gases. The gel is a genetically engineered bioplasm created by the CERTA Foundation, a medical technology megacorp based on Earth. Technically, Medigel violates Council laws against genetic engineering, but to date, it has proved far too useful to ban.
Okay, we've got Citadel and Galactic Government here. Citadel Station Statistics. Okay. Although the Citadel is equipped with Mass Effect generating Element 0 cores, most of the gravity on the station is generated by the centrifugal force of rotation. Rotation at 3.5 minutes per revolution. Rotational gravity in wards 1.02 of Earth, so it's pretty comparable to Earth, slightly higher. Rotational gravity in Presidium 0.3 Earth, so a lot less. Total length open 44.7 kilometers. Diameter open 12.8 kilometers. Ward length 43.6 kilometers. Ward width 330 meters. I don't quite see that, but that's what it says. Presidium ring diameter 7.2 kilometers. Presidium ring width 553 meters. Exterior armor thickness 13 meters. Population 13.2 million, not including keepers. Gross weight 7.11 billion metric tons. Height of the Presidium Tower 1,047 meters. Okay, so now we're back after the tutorial mission and we're back on the Normandy. This is as good a point as any to take a break. I might be back I might be back later on, or I might be back tomorrow with this Twitch. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed watching, whether it's been live or on the replay that I'll be posting up to YouTube. I hope you'll join me again for the continuation when we get to the Citadel itself and start on the main storyline. So we'll get this saved. And back again. So thanks once again. I hope you all have a great day and be safe out there.